goal scorer for Nigeria and Leicester City's Foxes from a couple of steps away against William.
This is Carabos Podcast Sport Edition. My name is Casey as always, and joining us live all the way from Ivory Coast. Uche.
Does it come with money?
Uche, if not by profile, you're a billionaire now. We know you.
Amen. No, the translation has to find make it turn to money.
How are you, Uche?
I'm good. Well, we're just tired. After the game yesterday, most of us came in early hours this morning, so we left the venue 9 o'clock. Headed back. Got in here like 2:30 in the morning. We had to go to cover the Eagles training this evening, so we've not really rested, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's evident from the way you speak. I know how stressed you be, and I understand how those kind of jobs could be, off-duty jobs. Uche, what a day! What a day! What a match! Nigerians are proud. I don't know how it is over there. I don't know if they are feeling what we are feeling over here, but from feedbacks down in Nigeria, all over the world, Nigerians are proud, and we feel we're also lucky to have won, because when it comes to penalty, anybody could actually win the game. But then talk to us about the coach tactics. What did he do? What did he do with the guys yesterday?
Well, Zaidu was injured. Zaidu plays 3-4-3 properly, very well. We could see the lapses yesterday. The coach wanted to do the same thing by deploying Aina to the left and bringing in an Osai right to the right, because that's where Osai plays. But Olaina is very versatile when it comes to defensive play. But it wasn't working, so Moses Simon had to switch from the right to the left to be able to help Ola, while Lookman had to leave the left and come to the right. So at some point we were confused what he actually wanted to do. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually did miss Zaidu. His nuisance value was supposed to pay off yesterday, as in if he was in the game, but he was injured. Yes, he was injured. So, but we saw him today. He just had a minor knock. We saw him today in training, and he was like, thumbs up. He's feeling better. We would have just expected that game would have ended in 90 minutes. It was a nervy one. I keep telling people, watch a game, mostly when it has to do with competition, watch it at home. Tragically, we lost a couple of people due to high blood pressure. One person slumped at the stadium and died. Yes. Another person is in critical condition. May their soul rest in peace. So it was the coach. At some point, him too was even confused on how he should go about it. But when he knew that the South Africans were not going to force him into a penalty shootout, because that's what they want. When they were going into 120 minutes, they thought they could kill the game, but going into 120 minutes, they now decided, okay, I think they decided that they wanted a penalty shootout. And he was using that opportunity, talking about our own coach, was using that same opportunity to bring in penalty takers. Yes. That was what he was doing. Penalty takers, because if it gets to that, let's see how it's going to pan out. That's it. And it wasn't a 3-4-3. It wasn't a 4-4-2. At some point, it was a 4-3-3, but it wasn't clicking because he was playing a 3-2. Actually, he was playing a 3-2-3-1 at some point, because he wanted Iwobi and Onyeka to sit deep in the midfield and just distribute the ball, but the pressure was too much. They couldn't hang in there. So they now had to change the formation again. because I kept talking about the last one. We're talking about if the chips were down. I remember saying it. Does he have a plan B for a play like that? And it was obvious that at some point he didn't have a plan B until Victor decided to come back in his element at the first half. It was a flat game. It was boring. The first 30 minutes, that was the worst first 30 minutes I've ever watched the Super Eagles play in this competition. And it was flat. Iwobi was I going to say absent-minded? But it wasn't like distribute the balls. He was doing a lot at the same time, and over time he has worked really hard, played most of the games, and I think he was gassed out. So
yes,
but fortunately the penalty worked, and he's in the finals.
To be very honest, I do not think, it's my personal opinion, I do not think Nigeria prepared for a penalty shootout.
No, they didn't.
But then I saw this spontaneity from the coach trying to, okay, we are in this position right now, and he knows we have world-class players. As a matter of fact, like looking at the Super Eagles, I shouldn't be worried if the game goes to a penalty. Like the value of the
Super Eagles. The value of the Super Eagles in terms of squad is almost 400 million.
Yes.
But when you look at the South Africa, the value of their squad is still in the likes of 30-something million. We're managing.
But football has gone past those things, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
So Uche, talk to me about the game proper. That particular situation, because we're going to just take it, we're going to itemize it. That particular situation, that time of the game where Osimhen scored that goal, Nigerians were already thinking we were 2-0 up, and just in the twinkle of an eye, the goal got reversed and South Africa got awarded a penalty. At that particular point, what was in your mind? Like, what were you thinking? I was down. I was
that particular time, it was disappointing because we were already dancing and vibing to Nigerian songs, and they just said the referee is going to the VAR. And when he came out with the check and pointed at the penalty spot, when he was going to the VAR, we knew that he will come back with a decision that was not going to favor Nigeria. So the people at home were hoping, but we at the stadium, we knew what was going to happen. So when he came and pointed at the penalty spot, cancelled the goal, we were not surprised. Because to be fair to the Egyptian officials, they really did try. 90 minutes, no yellow card, with all those shoving and pushing and kicking, and he was just there still saying, "I'm warning you, I'm warning you." Like, so you would just give it to them. It was a spot on call. I know that that's not what we're expecting. My mom has abused nonsense out of the man's head, but it is something that we have to be truthful about.
It was a right decision, and I'll come to that particular guy's situation very soon. Let's just finish with the attack. So at that particular point where the attackers came back in the second half, I don't understand what really. I wish you were in the dressing room. We need to have known what happened in the first half. Because when they came back in the second half, what those guys were playing, they started playing what we call Guadangua football. As in everywhere, Osimhen came out in his element. Everybody started, okay, it's like this game is not going to work on finesse mode. Let's go. And when they went physical, we started seeing the result. Why did they have to wait till second half for them to prove what they are worth?
They didn't. When you play out of position, adaptation is a problem. And in the first half, some of them were playing out of position. The natural position of an Olaina is on the right. But he plays the left. But you know what you're used to a whole tournament, and 1 minute they tell you They tell you they are bringing an Osai, you have to go to the other side. We have seen it happen before at the 2021 AFCON, where Eguavon was switched roles between Chukwueze and Simon. It really didn't click as well as we wanted. So I think that was what really affected them. And there was nobody, the pressure was not too much on Troost to be able to command that defense. And Shemi Ajayi was going forward, which is, I call him a gentle giant. He just goes forward and comes back. He just knows how to do that. But the wingers, the attackers, it was the problem was connecting. The midfielders, the problem was connecting. I think when they got into the dressing room, okay, are you adapting to this position? Sir, I think I can do it. So put in your bet in it. Osai, I need you to make those runs. You are very dull and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Your man is beating you. Yeah, your man is beating you and you're not connecting properly. I think it was just maybe a thing of, okay, we're already here. We're just an hour away from the finals. Let's just give it. You have to go in there, even if you're playing out of position, you have to go in there and give it everything you have got. So, and when the coach is done talking and you see like an Ahmed Musa say, I have my own 1 star of AFCON. Romero is telling you that I have my own 1 star in the AFCON. Bros, you will just have to, because you're just an hour away from getting to the final. So I think it was just a matter of talking to them and psyching them up, and they came back into the game.
So when Iheanacho came into the game and Chukwueze, the fluidity of the Super Eagles attack, somehow it clicked. Before that was actually what led to we scoring the second goal, remember? And before it got cancelled, was it the quality of the players that came in, or was it that the coach saw that, okay, because when you are removing those guys that were removed, the Moses Simon, and you're bringing in Ekilechi, Ekilechi is not really the bite guy that goes from the flank and wants to do too much. He probably wants to cut in and do his thing. So was there a switch of play, or was it just that the players that came in were also so high in quality and they brought in their A game to the
force? It was just quality. If you sat at the bench a whole 5 matches, you sat at the bench a whole 5 matches and they give you an opportunity, my dear, you have to make use of it. The same thing with Iheanacho. If you've gotten less than 60 minutes, if you've gotten less than 90 minutes in total in 5 games and they give you an opportunity, then you should make use of it. And it was the fluidity of the attack was due to the fact that they were hungry players. They were fresh, and they needed to make sure that they keep the ball going forward and not allow it to overwhelm the likes of Troost and the goalkeeper. So and Shemilogo with Bassi and Bright, they don't overwhelm them. But it was just the fact that they brought some people and they had not been playing football, and you just have to prove yourself.
So talking about proving yourself, it was a bad day at the office for Iwobi yesterday. A very bad day. Like, so I was looking at Aniwura, I was like, this is my guy. This is a guy I said can do things. But yesterday, whatever it is the South Africans did, or the South Africans rather did, that mounted pressure in the midfield and they collapsed our midfield. I will still not take away the effort of Frank the Tank. I would say he's a mainstay right now in that Super Eagles midfield. He proved his mettle yesterday, despite the fact that they wanted to really take out our midfield. And I don't know why they wanted to take out the midfield, because the midfield has not actually been the strength of the Super Eagles, even in this AFCON. Or maybe that's the style of South African team. But they collapsed that midfield. But then the story, the icing on the cake was the Yusuf guy. I predicted that Yusuf would give penalty. Like, I wish you were here when I was watching. When I saw this, he made like 2 very rough tackles already. And the way he was going into tackles, like in my head, I was like, this is not how maybe an Iwobi or maybe a Frank or an Ndidi would have gone into. He was just going into tackle like he was playing for Kano Pillars, and you don't do those kind of like hard tackles. And if you must do it, I just felt that with the way he was going about it, he would not be conscious when he's in the 18-yard and he's making those kind of hard tackles.
Okay, Iwobi, as I said earlier, was a bit gassed out. He has, wow. Okay, even today they didn't come for training. First 11 players didn't come for training. They were just doing fitness in the gym, but they didn't come for training. The people at the bench and the substitutes were the ones that were in training today. Recovery was for them, but those ones were just in the gym. Iwobi was already gassed out, and the fact that he was already sitting deep. He was going forward and coming back to sit deep was another issue altogether. The reason why they were able to run down the defense was because the 3-4-3 we're used to, they actually did give it to us, but we're not ready to soak up the pressure. That's what they did, and we're not able to soak up the pressure. And the fact that we're missing Zaidu, was another thing. Because that one can be running like a headless chicken. He can be running like a headless chicken, but he's getting it right at the point where he's doing it. So that's Iwobi for you. Frank is really he has really improved, and he has solidified his place in that midfield. Talking about Hassan, I think he went in like that for lack of experience. His lack of experience. This is his first time in Supereagles. He was just brought into the squad because Ndidi was injured. So if Ndidi was not there, you will not say Hassan. So it was the inexperience of I want to prove a point. I'm playing South Africa. I want to make a mark. So he wasn't conscious of, let me not do this and let me be careful of this. He was just conscious of, I want to win the ball. I want to pass the ball. I want to create chances. I want to defend. You want to do everything at the same time. And at the end of the day, that penalty. So I wouldn't really, some people were saying he's not a good player. I said, nah. Causing a penalty does not mean that you're not a good player, because that same thing could have happened to an Ekong, it can happen to anybody, it can even happen to a Bassi, but because over time they are experienced, so they know what to do and what not to do. They have played European football and African football, and they know that, they now know the difference. Like someone like Olai now will not come and kick somebody in the 18-yard box. No, he has been playing for Nigeria since 2018. So he has transitioned from Coach General, Eguavoin, now Epitero. So
yes, I thought that sensitivity too, even in the defense with Bassi, how he kept his hand behind,
because in African football, they're not a forgive.
So you need.
If the good player come out, there will be a very serious decision that you will not believe is coming in your way.
If I were a defender, regardless of where I'm playing, the moment I'm under pressure and they are counter-attacking, whether the attacking player or the opponent player is still like 50 meters or 50 whatever away, I would just put my hand behind my back for safety first. So because you never can tell where the ball would swing to, and it will just mistakenly touch your hand. So I was happy with Bassi for that action he did. So I would not let's not dwell much on the defense. The defense yesterday they held their own, they kept their peace. As usual, we are proud of them and all that. But now let's look at the keeper, Wabali. Nigeria has made a name now. I don't know if people are seeing the updates there. So the Wabali now means when you save something. So if I have 5k now, I want to go and save the 5k pounds in the bank. It means I want to go and Wabali my money.
Nigeria.
So Wabali right now means to keep safe, So talk to us about his man of the match winning performance. Like
he didn't even believe it. He was shocked that he could get 2 penalties. But I give it to the goalkeeping department of the Supereagles. They were able to get a water ball to him early on a towel, and they told him that these players are going to go like this. So it's all left to you. So, and he listened to instruction and it worked for him. I was particularly happy for him because after the Angolan match, I did an interview with him and he said, if you say South Africa knows me, I know them too. I'm confident, I know them and they know me. So, and you see the South Africans after the game yesterday, they were confessing that Nwabali was the joker and he was very good. So they can't take it away from Nigeria. That Nigeria deserved to be in the final. It might be disappointing to them, but Nwabali was an exceptional player. So
I remember what you said one time in the last podcast here on Sport Edition. You were like, you interviewed Nwabali and he said he knows he has not been tested.
Yes.
Remember? And he prays and he prays that when he's being tested,
he will step up. And that was what happened yesterday. And he saved 200 million Nigerians from crying and being dragged on social media like our Tiger generator. We know Generator Republic, but we actually did make sure that the Banana Republic did not progress. So whatever it is, we have a good goalkeeper. I just hope that he will be consistent over time. He's a humble young man, prays a lot. In the entire team, prays a lot. I think the best video CAF has online is where they were all, the coach, everybody, medical, doctor, team secretary, everyone was kneeling at the center of the pitch. As I'm even saying it, I even have goosebumps remembering that particular video. They were in the middle praying and thanking God. So they have done their bit. They pray, like Basi will always tell me, I pray, but I have to do the hard work to be able to be where I am. So they have prayed, done the hard work, and pray again. So
anyways, before we leave South Africa, just to even add something about their league. This is just a call to the NFF. They need to improve our league because personally, for me, I wasn't surprised seeing what South Africa did yesterday. Like I said, DSTV would usually, they show these matches. So when it sounds like a me that I easily lose interest in things, get to even watch South African League, because when you watch those guys, if you see the screamer kind of goals they score, the Amazulus, the Orlando Pirates, the Mamelodi Sundowns,
we're looking for it.
And Super United, those guys, like the South African League is pretty standard, and we saw a huge bunch of that coming into play against a star-studded Super Eagles team. So this is also a big call to our football administrators to please do the right thing for our local league, so that at least we could have more Nwabali's in the team.
Nwabali is the product of Go Round, Katsina United, as of 2 seasons ago. I quite agree with you. South Africa has a very good league. Mamelodi Sundown came with 8 or 9 players in the South African squad.
That team is good.
The Kaiser Chiefs and Super United had players to 2-3 here and there. It's a good one. I'm not disputing the fact that Nigeria needs to work on their league. Yeah, South Africa still has the best league. I think with Egypt and Morocco and the rest of them. Yeah, so I know that there's a whole lot of work to be done, and I hope that this season it gets better. Yes, the league has secured sponsorship that will help them have money to be able to run it for the next 2-3 years, and it's a whole lot of money. So I hope that they're able to sustain it and see what will happen. In the Nigerian league now, people now record away wins. Before, in Nigerian league, if you're in your house, you just win. Referee will do something, you will win. When the chips are down, you will win. So right now they're recording away wins and what have you. So it's a good one.
So let's move on to Ivory Coast quickly. Yes, to Ivory Coast. Are we going to see a different Ivory Coast come Sunday? Because people are just, I will play them before in the group stage, we've won them, and I will be like, football doesn't work that way. these people, they've played us, they've had the playing experience of Nigeria. It's possible if South Africa plays us again, maybe they could win. I'm just saying, not like they will, but they have chance because they say, okay, we've experienced people, we know how they play, we can match them the second time and do something different. So now with this Cote d'Ivoire team or the Ivory Coast team, they are playing in their home, in presence of their crowd, and they've played us before. And this their striker, Hala, he's back. But I didn't see him in that other match. Yeah. So what are our chances really?
We have a good chance. We've played them before, as you said, and we pretty much know how to play them. They have been lucky. But as I said, I was talking to someone and I said, if Cote d'Ivoire gets out of the group stage, they will be aided by themselves. They'll be aided by CAF. They'll be aided by home advantage. They'll be aided by their own fans. So it's a whole lot. So the split decisions you're looking for will be going their way. That's where it's either you're scoring 2 goals and putting it to bed, or you want to go into a penalty shootout. Okay, let me give you an example. Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire. Sadio Mane was supposed to get a red card for that hard tackle. He got a yellow. Senegal was supposed to get a penalty. They didn't get it. Now, can I tell you that the entire officials on that day, that's referee, officiating crew for that day, were all sent home.
Wow.
They were suspended. So if you aid and abet, your own will still come. But my problem is, when your own is coming, competition don't end. That's why Nigeria, if you notice, we're not keen on going to complain to referee. After the game against Cameroon and Guinea-Bissau, we stop complaining to referee. We'll just put the ball on the floor. Are they playing or not? Nobody has that kind of time to be complaining anymore, because we know that countries, we're not fighting just for ourselves, we're fighting against everybody.
Nigeria against the world.
Yes, and I know that now South Africa is gone. The president of CAF is a South African. I know the man, he would have wanted something better for South Africa right now. So now for Cote d'Ivoire, we're playing Nigeria and Africa. It's not Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire anymore, it's Nigeria and Africa. Because you're playing a host nation, you're playing against their crowd. These people can shout you down, like, not literally, real life. So you just have to give it. We have been to a stadium where it was a 60,000 capacity stadium. It belonged as their own stadium, and they were just everywhere, like everywhere. And that's the same stadium we're playing at again. So it is left for the Supereagles to put it back, to get back on their feet, know what they are doing with, and get their act together. They are not fantastic.
They are not fantastic. But they're just something.
They actually get the job done. That's how you know a slippery team. They are not fantastic, but they get the job done. So you have to be extremely careful.
That's like elite mentality.
Yes.
They have this elite mentality of, even if we don't play well, we will still
win. Let's just scrape out a goal.
With that, they are Fofana guy and the rest of them. I don't know. Do you think we should use the same pattern we've been using that has helped us, the same pattern, style, formation, still against these guys?
I would like to see Kelechi start the game.
Ahead of
Osimhen. No, not ahead of, behind Osimhen. No, behind an Osimhen. I would love to see us do, because Kelechi doesn't fit into the 3-4-3 formation.
Yes, he does.
There's nobody who fits in.
Yeah, that's
so the only place he can fit in is a 4-4-2. That's the only way he can fit in. I would love to see Kelechi play 4-4-2, play in a 4-4-2, but you know, our coach doesn't believe in a 4-4-2 formation. And if we have to do, even if we want to get it right, we can just switch things up and make it a 4-3-3 and let the running begin.
Well, Nigeria, we've worked so hard to come this far, and we could only.
Don't worry, we're not going home empty-handed.
Hope that we get this call because
by this time Monday, you should be calling me an AFCON winning journalist. I do not understand.
Yes, sir. Uche. So, Uche, tell us your prediction.
I'll still stick with 2-0. Because I would want the boys to score goals. Yeah, so we don't start panicking.
I'm not expecting this Ivory Coast team at all. Well, you are here live, so I will take your word for it. But then
I'm not going to do a 2-0 because I know now that Nigeria knows what it means to score 2 goals. The importance of 2 goals.
I hope we get the job done.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Uche, for your time. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You've done for giving us your time this choked season with the Super Eagles. We hope we get to have this good atmosphere after Sunday, because I can't wait to talk to you on Sunday. All right.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you very much, guys. So this is all from all of us here at Career Bros Podcast Sport Edition. Please, guys, subscribe to our channel, like, share as much to so many people as possible. Let's do this again after Sunday. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll be wearing my shirt.